Okay guys, gonna make another video here, going over a couple more homework problems to hopefully get you guys ready for your test. And here we go. Alright, so couple questions that were asked about were number 3 and number 5. I already did it in the other video, number 4 and number 6. So put these two together and you got a lot of good questions to review. Alright, so we know these two triangles are similar. And since triangles are similar, we know that the ratios of the sides in the same position, every ratio of the sides in the same position is going to be equal. And if we put those two ratios together, that forms what we call a proportion. Okay, so these triangles are already set up so that they're facing the same direction, so that makes it a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and make our ratios. Okay, so dt goes with pn, so we could put x over 52. All right, and do goes with pa, so I'm doing it in the same order as I did the other ratio, so we'd have 30 over 20. Okay, now you might be wondering, could I do this a different way? And yes, sure, you could. I mean, you could do 30, okay, so you could put 30 to 20. Okay, so it's basically the same thing if you do it that way. It's just the equations would be flipped. But if you want to, you could start with the small triangle there, and then you could do 20, okay, compared to the big one, which would be 30, and then you'd go back to the small one and do 52 compared to x. Okay, so both fractions would be flipped. And this would give you the same answer as this one. All right, that's an important thing to understand, that the ratios could go from small to big or big to small. You just have to make sure you're consistent in both ratios. All right, so to solve this, then you're going to do cross multiplying. So you take the 20 and you multiply it by the x. All right, and then you multiply the other two numbers, 52 by 30. All right, and 52 times 30 is 1560. And then you just divide it by 20 to get your final answer, okay, which ends up being 78. Okay, so you get x equals 78. All right, and that's it for that one. All right, let's look at number 5. All right, so I have this one here. They're asking you what information would be enough to show that these two triangles are similar. And you want to pay attention, of course, to the order that they write the two triangles in. Sorry, that's hiding back there. Okay, so angle A matches up with angle Q. All right, so like if you wanted to, and in fact, I would recommend you doing this, is redraw, this triangle or redraw that triangle so that they are facing the same direction. Okay, so like Q and A match up. So I'm going to put Q up here, okay, and then we have P and B match up. So P, okay, so B is across from A, so that would mean P is across from Q. So we're going to put P over here, okay, and then of course the last letter R would be down here. Okay, so I'm just redrawing this triangle so that it matches up better. And you can tell that I cannot draw with just my mouse very well. All right, so I'm going to stop using that as an excuse here. All right, so QP is equal to 5. All right, so you see the 5 lines up with the 10. And QR, okay, QR matches up with, remember, R is, okay, the same thing as C. So AC, okay, so this one would be 3. Okay, so QR is the shortest side. It matches up with AC, which is also the shortest side. Okay, and then make sure you label the angles right. Oh, we don't know any angles in this one, so that makes it nice and easy. All right, so remember, to prove things that are similar, to prove triangles similar, okay, you could use side, side, side similarity, side, angle, side, or angle, angle similarity. Okay, so let's first go through the angle similarity cases here. So looking at this triangle here, Okay. If all we knew was an angle, just one of the angles, that wouldn't be enough to prove it similar to the other triangle. Okay, so that there is no angle-angle similarity in these two triangles. All right, now let's consider side, side, side. Right now we have two of the sides, so if we were to do side, side, side similarity, we would need to know this third one. Okay, and so supposedly if RP is 4.5, okay, so let's just hypothetically put 4.5 there, would that make these similar? Well, the true test here is, can you get equal ratios of the sides that are in the same position? Okay, so like, what is the ratio of QP to AB? All right, so that'd be 5 to 10. All right, 5 to 10. All right, so is 5 to 10 the same ratio as QR to AC? That's 3 to 6. Okay, and then the other two would be 4.5 to 9. So look at those ratios. Are they all the same? If they are, then we have a similar figure. And guess what? They all reduce to a half. So if we have RP, okay, we would have side, side, side similarity because all the ratios would be equal to a half. Okay, now, so that takes care of that, okay? There is no other sides given to you. Now, could we have side angle side similarity? Well, the only way that you could have side angle side similarity, and we don't know, let me erase the one we don't know now, which is 4.5. Okay, that was hypothetical if RP was 4.5. Okay, so we don't know RP. So in order to get side angle side similarity, we would need to know the angle that's between the two given sides. So we would need to know angle Q. Okay, if angle Q is the same angle as angle A, which is in the same position, then we would be able to prove it by side, side, side similarity, or side angle side similarity. So if angle Q is 63, we could do side angle side similarity. Now that is provided that the sides have the same ratio, okay? So you have to test to make sure the sides have the same ratio, which we already showed that those two sides have the ratio, those two side pairs have the ratio of 1/2. So that's sufficient to do side angle side similarity. All right, now angle R. Okay, now if angle R was equal to 81, that would not give us side angle side because the angle would not be in between the two given sides. That would be side side angle. And the same thing with P. Okay, so I hope that helps you guys understand that one a lot more. And let me know if you still got some questions with that. Wish you well on your test, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.